farm feed store today, and we're picking out our potatoes for our garden. I looked it up and found that we need 15 to 20 per person, so we're getting 60 seed potatoes, and I'm thinking that if I cut them in half, they all look like they can be cut in half, definitely, and so then I'll put one in each, and that will make the amount of potatoes I guess we're going to need, if the information I looked up is right. The kids are so excited. I have 49 laying hens coming in next week, and I have 130, I think. I ordered 125 or 130 broiler chickens that are coming in about 3 weeks. Hi, Chico. Hey guys, I'm outside filming with the cherry tree out here. It's so pretty right now. So we made it through the house showings, the inspection, and the appraisal. We were blessed with an offer only 8 days after listing, so everything is happening very quickly. I can't begin to explain how thankful I am that it only took us 8 days after listing to get an offer. I really hope I don't ever have to go through getting a home ready for sale and do all the home showings with this many kids ever again. Home showings with 6 kids while you're homeschooling is so difficult. So I'm in an autoimmune flare right now, and I think I started to develop an ulcer through the last month, but I have been doing some digestive teas and some gut support teas, and I'm definitely doing better than I was, especially now that the real main hard stressors are past. So you guys, it was so hard the night before we got the offer that I cried myself to sleep, and I was seriously considering calling everything off. We made it through though, and we're now 3 weeks still closing. So we must be out in 3 weeks from today. I am about maybe like a quarter of the way packed, I think. I have scheduled days to pack each room. I'm trying to map out a really good game plan with my plum paper planner. It's been really helpful. Anyways, so we're still 3 weeks from closing. This week I'm going to be focusing very heavily on school. I had planned to stretch the last 3 weeks of our school year kind of like out over the summer and do some like outdoor schooling, like at the beach. And we're not too far off schedule, but I don't want to get behind. So we're going to try to get a little bit ahead right now. I will be preparing my plants for the move this week as well. And I'm going to declutter a couple of my kids' rooms and their clothing. But my biggest focus this week is going to be making a lot of meals for the freezer so that I don't have to cook much the week before and after the move. So the home that we're moving to it's only about 75% finished. It needs a whole lot of work. I will show you guys all of it. But we want to get some of the work done before we unpack very much. So I've got to plan out this packing process and unpacking process really strategically. We are moving to a homestead set up for a farm. You guys, this has been a dream of mine since I was a teenager, and I cannot believe it's actually happening. I actually already ordered some baby chicks, some little laying hens. I got 45, and I will be getting some meat birds. I've already been inquiring on dairy cows and meat cattle and where to get those. You guys, there's 2 gardens on the property we're moving to, and one of them is an acre. I am just very grateful and very thrilled to be getting back into gardening. I'm not a stranger to gardening or homesteading at all. My husband and I were both raised as homesteaders. Him a little bit more so than me because he had cattle and dairy cows. I think he had chickens too. We only had chickens growing up, but we had gardens, always had gardens. And I think I was 16 when I once had my own acre garden. My parents had turned the garden over to me, and I've been gardening ever since, with the exception of, I don't know, there's a few years in Missouri where I didn't garden very much, and then of course here all we've been able to do is the vegetable beds in the backyard. So I am really, really excited to start gardening again. Okay, so this week I also have an Azure order coming in. It's gonna be the last Azure order before we move. Today's the cutoff. Things are starting to get exciting, guys. This dish I'm making right now is one of my grandmother's recipes, my step-grandma's recipe, and it's really special to me. It's an easy dish. Normally I would, do my own homemade bread like you guys know if you've been following me here, but I didn't have time and I won't have time. It would cut way too much into this kids' schooling if I was to home make all the bread for this dish, so I did the next best thing. And what I like to do when I have to buy bread, I like to get just the bakery bread. It's $1, so it's a really good price, and the ingredients are pretty basic, so there's not a lot of fluff in these. But I get the Italian loaves. This one's sliced. I'm going to be using this one for French bread, and I'm going to be using this one for this dish. This dish is super easy. You just layer bread, cheese, your meat. You could use sausage, you could use bacon, you could use ham or turkey ham, and then you layer a couple different layers of just all of those three things. So here I've got the bread, the cheese, the bacon, or the sausage, and then on this one you just layer it again. So after that you do another layer. And I found these casserole sized containers. I was gonna get foil. I hate cooking with foil because I don't feel like it's very healthy, but I saw these and they were a lot more affordable than foil, so I got these. They're gonna be perfect. They're exactly a casserole size, so all I will have to do is run hot water over the bottom and pop these out, and I'll be able to reuse these. So this sausage is probably the best sausage I've ever made, so I'm going to tell you guys the recipe. It is 6 pounds of turkey, ground turkey, 6 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of poultry seasoning, 4 tablespoons brown sugar, about a tablespoon of chili pepper flakes, probably about a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, a quarter of a teaspoon of cloves. I think that's it. There you go. I'm super excited about is in our new home we will have a bigger kitchen or a bigger stove. This stove is a smaller stove, and for a family our size I'm always running out of stovetop space on it. So I'm really excited to get a stove that is going to be large enough to really accommodate our bigger family's needs. So I have quite a bit of sausage left, which I had planned on, and I have a whole bunch of eggs. I think this is probably around 4 or 5 dozen eggs in here, and I'm going to scramble the eggs and the sausage together. I'm going to do some hash browns. We're going to make some breakfast burritos. I'm gonna let all of the egg burrito ingredients cool off so I can add the cheese, and then I'll start to assemble the burritos. In the meantime, I need to wash the dishes because the kids are doing school and eating lunch, and so I'm going to get these dishes done. But you guys, look at my cute microwave. I found this microwave and I thought it was super cute. I realized that through the move, everybody was going to be eating at kind of random times, especially with the crazy schedules we've all got going on. So I realized I need a microwave to do like smaller portions so people can just like pull a burrito out when they need one and heat it up, or I'm going to be making some egg muffin sandwiches. And yeah, so I realized I'm going to need a microwave to reheat things because we're not going to want to heat the oven up. I don't even know if I'm going to have an oven when we first get to this place. I ended up with, I don't know how many burritos, 4 times 13. So we found out that the kids will eat about 13 burritos in a setting. So I have 4 bags. So far today I've got the 6 casseroles, I've got 4 bags of breakfast burritos. Overall I've got enough breakfast for 10 days. And so now I just want to make probably another, I don't know, definitely another 20 breakfasts I'd like to have prepared and ready. As I have been preparing for this move and making all this food and doing all the planning for the last weeks, I realized how similar this process is to when I was getting ready for the birth of my children. So with each one of my children, I went through all of these same things. I would make enough breakfasts, lunches, and dinners for a whole month, and I would try to get the kids as up to date and beyond, if possible, with homeschooling. And so yeah, this whole moving process is really similar to the process of getting ready for the birth of a baby.
This doesn't even work.
Welcome to the Azure haul portion of this video. So I just got back. I did not get much today, and you guys, I'm sorry, I'm in the process of moving, so the quality in this video is not going to be as good as normal. I am using my phone to record, which I don't like to do very often, but I need to do that right now since we are in the process of moving. Anyways, I did not place a very large Azure order this time because, as I said, we're moving and I didn't want more to pack. I did get a smaller order, but be sure to subscribe if you're new here because next month I will be placing a much larger order once we're in our homestead. You guys, this is real life homeschooling while moving to a homestead and just life. I've got the Azure order here among, as you can see, it's among all the kids' schoolwork because our table is completely full right now and we're just so short on time. I got 5 pounds of raw almonds over here and I also got 5 pounds of carob chips. They're sweetened carob chips. We love carob and I haven't ordered any in forever. Anyways, I thought it would be a good idea to make my own trail mix. We're gonna need a lot of like grab and go quick energy food, so I'm gonna make my own trail mix for that reason. Anyways, I got this. This is a camaldoli. I'm not sure how to say that. Camaldoli sourdough starter. So one of the other things that I've researched is that sourdough is also healthier, especially for people that can't tolerate wheat very well or that are sensitive to wheat. And a couple of us in the family are sensitive to wheat. I personally can't have it at all. If I was to have any, I would definitely make sure it was freshly ground flour and I would make sure that it's sourdough starter. 17 years ago I researched it and then I researched it again like 10 years ago, but I can't remember all of the details. All I know is that sourdough, when you do the fermentation process with the wheat, it's supposed to digest, kind of like pre-digest or make it easier to digest things like the gluten and some of the, I can't remember what they're called. I'm sure many of you guys will know. Just drop it in the comments below to help the others out watching this video if you feel so inclined. But there are certain just chemical constituents and ingredients within the wheat that are digested and become more digestible for humans when they are fermented. So that's the basic gist. I am looking very forward to making our own sourdough again. I would like to wait to start it till after we get to our new home, which is going to be in a couple weeks. This says it's an Italian variety, great for pizza crust. And my family, oh my gosh, I think I must have the greatest pizza lovers, like when it comes to kids. And my whole family, they get it from me. I blame it on, my father has Italian ancestry like way back. And I say that's why we just absolutely can never get enough pizza. Anyways, I also have some kombucha over here. This is for some digestive support. I've got, these are really good. This time I got the ginger. I got the detox the time before last and it is so good, you guys. But this time I got the ginger one too because it looks even better. And then I got some patch. These are black bamboo hypoallergenic band-aids. They're eco bandages and they're supposed to be great for bites and splinters because the charcoal helps to pull out any of the toxins from a sting, like a bug bite or a sting. And since we're moving to the country, I figured we're probably going to need to have quite a few of these. And then also I ordered some Buzz Away because again, we're moving to the country, way more bugs, more insects, bees, and ticks. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm gonna have to shave all my boys' hair like off and make sure the girls all have theirs up in ponytails and braids and everything. But I'm hoping that this helps to keep some of the ticks away because we are going to be moving and it is tick season starting up. I'm not going to show it to you guys because it's too heavy and I can't get it out of my car. But it's 50 pounds of hard red wheat. My oldest son will get it out of the car later, but he's doing his lessons right now. So I have this huge bag of red wheat berries that I'm going to be grinding myself. You can see the kitchen behind me. It's small. I have to store half of my appliances downstairs in the downstairs pantry, which works okay for some things. I find though that I do less cooking because it's just a hassle to bring up some of the appliances sometimes. And I find that without using some of the appliances, I don't make some of the foods that I would normally make. One of them is I used to grind my own flour. I have a flour grinder, but I haven't used it I've used it a couple times since we moved here, but I don't use it very often because it's a hassle to go down, dig out of the storage, bring up, set up, and then use. I mean, grinding your own flour is already like, right? Who does that? Well, I do. I used to do it a lot more often. But anyways, it's supposed to be a lot healthier to do that. So like 20 years ago, maybe there's new data, but like 20 years ago, I researched it and learned that flour starts to go rancid within like 2 days, I think, of when you grind it. So for many years, I used to grind my own flour. We moved here, and between the hassle of having to bring the flour grinder up, set it up, and then grind the flour, plus everything else that was going on, plus my autoimmune disease, there gets a point to where sometimes some things are just too much. Anyways, our new kitchen is going to remedy a lot of those problems. I'm going to be able to store all of my appliances in the kitchen that we are moving to, and I can't wait for that because I really miss not having all of my appliances that I would normally use to like cut mealtime prep in a third of what it currently is. It's going to be amazing. So I think that's it for today. Make sure you subscribe. Next time I will have a bigger order, and hey, please use my link below if you would like to get any of these products or become an Azure customer. I have been an Azure customer, oh my gosh, my entire adult life. My mother started ordering from Azure over 30 years ago. So our family has been ongoing Azure customers for over 30 years. The company is amazing. The prices are really good. Usually the prices are less than what you would get at places like Walmart. Definitely their supplements are less than you would get at a health food store or like other places. So they have really good deals. You do have to sift through them sometimes, but overall the prices are amazing.